So again, a big thank you to my Patreon members for supporting the channel. And again, as a reminder, I will be covering cut content, but I will be covering a little bit of spoiler territory, only giving context when needed. I won't be directly spoiling major events, but just giving a little bit of context to some of the character development that goes on. So again, I just want to give a pre-warning that there will be some minor spoilers in this, but honestly, it really just depends on the individual. Some people will just say it's not really spoilery, while others will say it is spoilery, depending on the opinion. But getting into, of course, this individual character that a lot of people refer to as useless, crybaby. Even I joke about calling her a crybaby. I definitely think a lot of people misunderstand her, and a lot of that's to do with the fact that the anime has cut some content, and I've mentioned this, but again, for a brief sort of recap, is that her levels are not in a good state. What her weapons, her gear, her kind of personality, and of course how she's leveled has not worked to her benefit. And that a lot to do with, of course, her upbringing, but also the bow hero as well. Of course, her shy, timid behavior comes from the fact of how she's been treated growing up. And then, of course, with the bow hero, a lot of her development from leveling has also been hindered because the bow hero was only focused on building a team around him rather than trying to, you know, work with everyone else. But again, you can build a team around you, but the problem is he's taken, you know, a group of individuals that aren't really suited for the roles that he is needed. And so, of course, he's taken on this individual and just made her go into specific roles that don't work to her strengths, rather than taking on people and making sure that they can contribute towards the group, but also work to their strengths as well, much like how, of course, the shield hero has done. And one of the things that the shield hero did mention was about actually resetting her levels, and the only reason why he went against resetting her levels at the time of currently in the anime is because there is meant to be another wave coming up, and he believed that it wouldn't be enough time to power level her to the necessary levels to, of course, be ready for the wave. So he just figured, oh well, we'll just stick with it. I'll give you this outfit that she wears, which is the penguin thing, or the Filolio. There is also the penguin outfit, but also the Filolio, which she currently now wears because it's been upgraded or changed. And now she uses that because it gives her some extra stats. It also helps her hide her face so that, you know, she can mope and cry all she wants. And I think that is one of the reasons why people see her as useless, because of that very fact. But I think a lot of it's to do with the fact that she makes weird sounds and cries and moans and all that. But this is the thing about the Rise of the Shield Hero that I think some people don't get, is that every character has development either that has come or is going to come. And that technically is and is not a spoiler, because it's Captain Obvious, but it is a spoiler. There's development to come. How much? Well, I'm not going to say how much, but there is development that's going to come that is going to allow her to grow and blossom. It's obvious. And I think, you know, that's the issue, is that it hasn't come yet. And because we're now putting up with her low point, people are getting frustrated at that. It is also the same with the other characters as well. You know, the spear hero, the bow hero, the sword hero. But every character is going to go through character development. And that's the thing I think people need to remember with, of course, the Rise and the Shield Hero. Of course, the concern is that the anime may skip major development, but I don't think they will skip her particular development when it does approach. And some of that may or may not be in Season 2, or may not be in Season 3. But that's the thing, is because of the fact that they did skip not her backstory, but how she ended up getting into the predicament that she was, where she threw herself into the ocean because of the fact that she was framed for breaking something of the bow hero, which the bow hero knew it wasn't her, and the other party members knew as well, but they all framed her, and he played dumb, and then it came out that actually he knew all along, but they did that so they could boot her out of the party. And so, again, she was lied to for the sake of their benefit of being like, oh, well, we don't want you anymore. You're disposable. Off you go. And that definitely really devastates her and puts her in a, you know, a slump. But she also has a crush on him as well. She has feelings for him. And so it makes a conflicting thing. And so, of course, the shield hero has a bit of sympathy because of the fact that she's in a similar situation. She's been framed, beaten down, and casted aside, and she feels on her own. So he is offered, hey, I'll take you in. No, you don't have to stay in my party. I will help you get back up to, back up on your feet. And then you can prove to the boat hero that you are a contribution, that you are strong, and that he made a mistake. And that is what the shield hero is trying to do. He's trying to do the right thing. So, of course, he offered, the S-Crest system on her to try and boost those stats, to try and help her. And that is something that will be built over time. Again, it's character development. So, yes, she is, again, useless currently, but not completely. She does contribute, but compared to what she is capable of, she is useless. But there's also some other stuff to also remember with the combat style that was in the training arc that has been severely brushed over in the anime. It's the, if I can pronounce it right, the Henjin Muso style, which the old lady is teaching. She has an ability, or as everyone calls it, crybaby, even myself, she has this talent for that particular style, and particularly because of the fact that she can harness that energy within her. So because she can harness that energy, she has a gift with that, which is something that no one else really knew about, because no one really knew about that power. But while the others were meant to be training in that, they all basically grumbled and sulked and tried to run away, and the queen tried to force them, but they basically had a tantrum and even threatened to kill the queen because of that. And that is some stuff that, again, has been cut. And as much as I definitely think that the anime should have cut some stuff, I think there is some stuff that probably could have been added in there, and maybe will be added in later on as sort of expositioning. They might reference it to it. For example, like I said about the whole Claire/Ren thing, they might reference that later on. So it's just little things that I think have kind of piled up over time that needed to be explained, and maybe it's just stuff that's of course going to be brushed over and people will forget about it, or it will be that 3 seconds of explaining that people will forget about. So again, this video will give that bit of extra context as well. The anime currently does go over little bits and pieces, little bit of training stuff, little bit of her stuff going on, but it's very much quick and moves on to the next point very fast, so some people may just forget about it completely. So again, I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What do you think about her? I think as much as she can be frustrating, I think that's what makes her good as a character, because she's frustrating at the start, but as time goes on you see that development, and it just adds that bit of satisfaction, that feeling of, yeah, good on her for overcoming those things and building herself up and up and up and up. So again, love to know your thoughts, but of course, if you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more anime content, and I'll see you beautiful nerds in the next video.